Hey guys, so I got into Aguascalientes last night. I'm just getting the car out of the garage, so let's go check out the city. Okay, so I just walked up on this beautiful square here. We're in the Plaza de la Patria, which is the main square in town. It has this really super nice fountain. I just walked up and I thought it was really pretty. So there are a few things to this square here I want to take a look at. Behind the fountain you can see the spires of the church. I want to go into that. And here in the square you can see the shoe shining people. Everybody sitting around having naps this afternoon. Helados. But first, I want to go into the Palacio Municipal. And thought it'd be a good place to start the tour of Aguascalientes, right in the main square in the Plaza de la Patria. So right in front there is the church. I'll have to look up what church that is. I've been looking around on the internet about Aguascalientes and there are several churches in town, like there always are. Have the big Mexican flag, it's pretty cool. And then that big awesome column with the eagle and snake on top, sitting on the nopal. So if you know about Mexican history or folklore, I guess it'd be more folklore, but part of the culture is that the Aztecs would know that they had found their city, the place where they had built their capital, when they saw an eagle eating a snake on top of a prickly pear cactus. And so today it's in honor of the Aztecs. It's on the Mexican flag. You can see that and you'll see it all over. And then we have the big A for Aguascalientes. Right in front of us is the Palacio Municipal. So I want to go check that out. I saw online that it was pretty cool inside. I guess all the colors are still up for Mexican Independence Day. Buenas tardes. ¿Se puede entrar con la cámara? No.
No hay recorridos ahorita.
Ah.
Pregúntales ahí a turismo,
Sí.
a ver si ellos te pueden dar acceso por allá.
Okay, gracias. No. Well, they have a visitor's office, so let's go see. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Quería entrar al Palacio Municipal, pero me dijeron que venga acá a preguntarles.
Sí, pero ahorita por el momento, ahorita vamos los guías van a hacer recorrido en tranvía. Al bajar del tranvía podría entrar a hacer un recorrido en Palacio porque ellos son quienes los guían adentro.
¿Y dónde sale la tranvía o a qué hora?
Sale aquí enfrente y aquí se compran los boletos. Ya está por salir, ahorita a las 12:15.
¿Cuánto tarda? ¿Cuánto dura?
40-45 minutos el recorrido.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
50 pesos.
Bien. Okay, so I usually just do my own thing and walk around the cities by myself and explore by myself. But I wanted to get into that Municipal Palace. They said that if I buy a ticket there and do the tour that they offer, that after the tour I can go into the Municipal Palace, that they take us in, show us around, give us a bit of an explanation. But in any case, it'll be really good to get an explanation of around the city. And if I wanted, I could just put the camera on the guide and let them do all the work.
Bueno, ahorita había unas personas, sí, adelante.
Porque yo hice un recorrido y llegué hace 20 minutos.
Bueno, no puedo ya llenar, no es completo.
Bueno, pues justamente a partir de 1857 quedó como sede de nuestra presidencia municipal. A partir de aquí veremos algunos edificios para que les presten mucha atención y enseguida retomaremos un poco de su historia. El primero es el Museo de Aguascalientes, recordándoles que los museos mantienen un horario general, que es de martes a domingo de 11 de la mañana a 6 de la tarde. Bien, seguimos de nuestro lado derecho.
De frente, 50 cuentan la historia de Aguascalientes y de México. Estos dos murales, y en la parte de arriba está el mural que cuenta la historia de la Feria de San Marcos y el casino y la fiesta taurina. Y de aquel lado encuentran lo que es la bandera mexicana, representada con diversos dibujos y los colores.
Arriba. Okay, gracias. Alright, so that was a pretty good tour, and it was only 50 pesos. I tipped 20, so 70 pesos, about $3 or so. And I asked, and they said that they do tours in English. So like I mentioned before, I usually don't do tours. I don't have anything against them, but I like to explore around my own. But they're a good thing to do, and you get a little bit more information about the city you're visiting. And I learned a few things about the city, saw a few places that I can take you guys that are pretty interesting. And I definitely wanted to come back in here. This is really cool. But just to mention real quick, they do tours in English. The one I did was in Spanish. But they said that if you want to do a tour in English, that you come in the mornings with a minimum of 4 people. And it was just about an hour, so gave you a good overview of the city. So this mural is depicting the history of Aguascalientes. And it's one of the things I just love about these municipal palaces, that anywhere you go in Mexico, you'll have the main square, and then you'll have the municipal palace, and then you also have a church. But here in the municipal palaces, they're always just really beautiful, have these amazing murals, and this one is especially beautiful. I think this is probably the prettiest one I've seen. It's definitely is beating out Guadalajara's Municipal Palace. They still have the decorations up for their Independence Day celebrations. Let's go up this staircase. The tour guide told me that the murals are painted by a Chilean. So this is usually all open to the public. I don't know why the guy originally said that I couldn't come in. But I guess they do guided tours of the inside. The lady there said that she could let me back through, but there wouldn't be a guide with me, which is fine. I really just wanted to check out these murals and show you guys as well, because they're really awesome. They're really cool. I just love these murals. Any municipal palace you'll go into, maybe not any, but a lot of them, will have these murals talking about the history of the municipality, the history of the state, and probably in Mexico City, the history of Mexico. I'll have to go and check out the municipal palace or government buildings in Mexico. So it's definitely Mexico City. So it's definitely not like our municipal buildings in the United States. You go to the DMV and you get something that is not this. Or you go to City Hall, you might have some art, but it's not these awesome murals. But anyway, I just want to show you guys the murals. Beautiful municipal palace. So let's keep going and checking out Aguascalientes. Okay, so there's the main cathedral. We're going to take a look at the main cathedral. Still on the main square of here in Aguascalientes, of the Plaza de la Patria, main square. And it might be closed. We'll see. There were a few more people than I expected on the tour, and everybody on the tour except for me was from Guadalajara. They asked where I was from. I said the United States. I didn't say I was from Guadalajara. I was playing up the international vibe. ¿Se puede hacer? ¿Se puede entrar?
¿Cómo?
¿Se puede entrar?
Sí.
Vamos a estar ahí.
Beautiful. Okay, so we passed by these sculptures on the tour. I wanted to come back and take a look at them. She was telling me that they're made by a local hidrocálido, which is somebody from Aguascalientes. Not showing up too good on the camera. We'll go over to these where the light's a little better, so you guys can see the sculptures. Kind of looks like a combination of some Spanish, some Aztec, and if that's the case, not 100% sure on that, but if that's the case, that's very Mexican. Combination of indigenous, Aztec, and Spanish, creating a new nation, a new race, was part of the goal of the conquest. So I wanted to give you guys a few interesting little factoids on Aguascalientes that I've gleaned from being here so far and from Wikipedia. So somebody from Aguascalientes, and there's another cool sculpture over here that I wanted to take a look at. But somebody from Aguascalientes is called a hidrocálido. It's kind of like a warm water, and it's the same name as Aguascalientes, hot waters. And so it kind of reminds me of what somebody is called from Puerto Vallarta, or a lot of different beach towns. They're called patas saladas. So here they're like hot waters, and in Puerto Vallarta they're like salty feet. This is a really cool sculpture. Unfortunately, the day of the Museum of the Death is closed in Aguascalientes. I was kind of waiting to come to Aguascalientes. I wanted to come to Aguascalientes before, but I was waiting for the National Death Museum to open, but it hasn't yet. And I'd really like to come. But what a perfect time to see this, with October just around the corner and Day of the Dead at the end of the month. So yeah, hidrocálido is somebody from Aguascalientes, and I have some more facts for you guys, but let's go keep checking out Aguascalientes. Thank you, Avery, for becoming my newest patron at patreon.com and helping to support independent creative content creators. Thank you, Avery. If you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com. I'll put the link below. Also, we have a Facebook page group where we talk about different things all related to Mexico. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please become a subscriber just by clicking the link below. It is free. On with the video. Okay, so we're here at the Jardin de San Marcos. If you look on TripAdvisor, it's one of the top things to do when you come to Aguascalientes. So I thought we would come take a look. And while we're here, I'll also give you guys some interesting tidbits and a little bit of history on Aguascalientes. A little history on the Jardin de San Marcos. But yeah, I've been surprised about the pretty parks just driving around the city in the tour there, seeing all these different pretty parks that are all over the city. And this one too, these flowers are really cool. So I already told you guys about the denominatum for people who are from Aguascalientes, the hidrocálidos. I'm still learning it myself. What else? It's also one of the cleanest cities in Latin America, I read. And it's been my experience. Here it seems like it's been very clean everywhere I've went. It's also one of the most developed cities. Not the most developed cities, but it seems to be developing very quickly. And one of the things that I wanted to mention was that two of the major Nissan factories that make the cars, Nissan Versa and other models of Nissan, are located here in Aguascalientes, the city. And a lot of Texas Instruments also has a factory here. There's lots of industry in Aguascalientes. So Aguascalientes is also a state and a city. So I'm in the city of Aguascalientes. I'm in Aguascalientes, Aguascalientes. And it's also a state. It's one of the smallest states in terms of population, and also smallest states in terms of area. You drive an hour, you're outside of Aguascalientes, the state. There are 3 pueblos mágicos, and I'll actually be going to one of the pueblos mágicos, hopefully do another video. But a really pretty park here. They have the kiosco, and it's actually a new word that I've learned, kiosco. I didn't know what those were called. In English we call them gazebos, but because I've been doing all the videos, I thought I should look up the word. I should know the word for gazebo in Spanish, and then I learned it was kiosco. Actually, I kind of knew already, but didn't really make the connection. And the interesting thing about it, for me at least, is kind of interesting that it's one of the only words in Spanish that will have a K. So they might spell it with a Q-I-S, kiosco, así, but the spellings I've seen have been with a K. So usually in Spanish you don't have a K, but apparently the kiosco is with a K. But yeah, back to what we were talking about. It's one of the cleanest cities, and it's been very clean since I've been here. It's been really cool. And it's also one of the safest cities, so that's really good too. I know a lot of people on the channel are thinking about moving to Mexico, taking a look at different cities in Mexico for different places to retire to, or do the expat life and work online and live here in Mexico, which I think is a fantastic idea. You live in a different culture, get to experience a different culture, learn a new language, your money goes a lot further. So there are lots of benefits to living in Mexico. I'm not one of these YouTubers that's like, you have to come to Mexico, but you know, rah rah rah, or anything like that. It's just not my personality. It's not the type of videos I want to do. I like to stick to exploring different cities and off the beaten path and do different types of videos like that. But I know a lot of viewers that's why they're watching my videos, is because they want to explore Mexico right along with me, and I really appreciate that and like that a lot. So but I think Aguascalientes is a great city. If you want to get away from the crowd, if you want to get away from other foreigners, from what I've seen so far, it's one of the safest cities. It's a very developing city, it's a clean city, it's a modern city, and there aren't a lot of expats here. So I think it would be a really good option for a lot of people that are looking into moving to Mexico, Aguascalientes. It doesn't have the historical center that some cities in Mexico have, just a very beautiful historical center, a very old, beautiful historical center. I read that part of the city, that maybe the historical center here in Aguascalientes is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but some part of the city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it is a really pretty city. It's not the most awe-inspiring city, but it does have its beauty at the same time. Okay, well, let's keep on exploring. Alright, so lastly I wanted to show you guys this, which is the Glorieta de las Once Calles, or the roundabout with 11 streets. So we saw it on the tour, we passed by it on the tour, and I thought I'd come back, show you guys. Apparently, it is one of the glorietas, roundabouts, with the most intersections. It was submitted to the Guinness Book of World Records, but unfortunately, los pinches franceses beat out the Mexicans in this case. So there's a street in France that has 12 intersections. This one here has 11. The driving in Mexico can be a little bit different than driving in the United States, a little bit more chaotic. In my case, it took a little bit getting used to going around the roundabouts. We don't have the roundabouts in the United States, but once you get used to it, it's no big deal. And everything goes pretty smoothly. Hola. Okay, so I just thought I'd show this to you guys. I'll probably be off to one of the Pueblos Mágicos in Aguascalientes in the next couple days. Then I go over to Zacatecas, then back to Guadalajara, all doing more videos, and I'll see you guys very soon. Hello. Goodbye. Hello.